Good morning. We're off for a little walk today. I'm going to do 3 short walks, show you a few little gems around the Gibraltar Ranges National Parks. I'm going to do a couple I haven't shown you before, and we'll go to one that I've been to before, but not at this time of year. I had a beautiful drive out to the park. We started with the frost, then a fog, then it cleared up into the most beautiful morning. I love these type of days. This is a very short walk indeed. You only do, I don't know, it's like half a kilometre or something. Essentially from the car park, you just walk down a few little stairs. It's going to be good to walk back up. And we descend into this little rainforest patch. There's a coachwood tree right next to me. A remnant of the Gondwana rainforest. And then we see this beautiful gorge open up. Get to see some beautiful fungus, some mossy trees, ferns growing, and down into this beautiful gorge. Just a gorgeous little waterfall. It's not a very long walk, and there are plenty of stairs. What do you think formed these cliffs? Were they formed by just pure erosion, or was this some part of the geological activity of the New England where there was folding and uplifting and all of those things going on a couple of 100 million years ago? And they created these surfaces that then water has found its way down through and continue to erode further. I don't know the answer, but I think it's very interesting, and it's a gorgeous little spot. So that's walk number 1 done. Let's go to the second one and see what we can find, eh? So we're on to walk 2. We're going now to see the Lyrebird Falls. Also, out of the Boundary Falls car park in Gibraltar Range National Park. How cool is that? Now the forest has changed here. We're in a drier forest, a lot of eucalypts. Look at this big massive one here. You'll have plenty of hollows, things that the native birds and animals can live in. Give you some perspective. That's how big it is. Pretty big. Still not as big as it probably would have been, the old growth forest before they came here and logged it for 100 odd years. But it's getting back there. Because we're on the edge of the rainforest, still get some remnants like these tree ferns. On some of these old fallen trees, a branch off a bigger tree, you can see the fungus all at work. There was the rest of the tree that fell off. You can see the big hollow. That's where the white ants have been in the middle of it for years and years and years, tunnelling out the inside and making a beautiful home there. And now it's down. You can see all the fungus working its way through, breaking it down, releasing nutrients. Those nutrients will then be used by other trees, for example this one behind me, to keep growing up and over the course of hundreds of years becoming a giant of the forest as well. Now have a look at these. These are the wild raspberry. They're already flowering. They've already got some prototype fruits on them, which is very nice to see. I admit they're my favourite out of all the berries. Nothing you buy in a shop is quite the same. Look what we see. Red ones. Beautiful. There are so many bird sounds here. Been trying to get some on the camera for you. I hope we picked a few up. We've made it down to Lyrebird Falls. It's another short walk, only about, 1.1 kilometres each way, I think it is. Pretty easy. And you get beautiful bird calls if you come in the morning. It's a very steep gorge country here. You can just imagine how difficult it would have been for the people who walked here long before there were roads to navigate these type of mountains. You'd come along a ridge and then find your way blocked by a really steep descent like this. I'm not sure if you can hear them. There's a whole bunch of bellbirds in this gully. They seem to favour some of these moist gullies on the mountains, and they're dinging away like mad. I've never seen one in real life, but they sound beautiful. We've got a few stairs, and then it's pretty good walking back to the car park. It was about 5 degrees when I got here this morning. It was about 8 o'clock. Probably double that now. Beautiful walking weather, not too hot. Well, I've been doing all of this with the fucking microphone turned off. Good morning. This is our third walk for the morning. Kumbadja walk in Washpool National Park. It's a nice, moist rainforest walking. We're going to have a look and see what we can find. Straight away, we've got some coachwood trees here. You can see the beautiful colours that are on the sides of these things. A mixture of lichens and barks and all sorts of little things that grow. Some beautiful epiphytic things up in the trees, like this bird's nest fern, the sun behind it. What a gorgeous view. Check out this gorgeous bracket fungus. It's huge. My hand for a comparison. Gorgeous little spider web catching the sunlight. So much to see in these places. Here's a little walking stick palm, just starting to get his berries on. These will get bigger and turn bright red in the spring to summertime. Call them walking stick palms because the trunk was easily made into an old-fashioned walking stick. We're in the depths of a rainforest gully here, and it's very dark. There's no sunlight at all reaching me here. I can't do a lot with the camera because the low light function of my camera isn't that great, but I hope you're getting some sense of what's going on around me without it being too blurry. You can see the sun peek through from behind, while around us there's so little sunlight. The walk comes down and follows this beautiful little creek section. This is the Kumbadja Creek. But while I'm here, let's look at this. And you see, there's the sunlight to walkward. Maybe you can see some of those little brown stalks sticking up out of there. Those are the fruiting bodies of that lichen that's growing on this tree, the moss and the lichen. That's how they release their spores, is through those little fruiting bodies. And when we get into this wetter forest, you can see how these trees get broken down much more quickly. As the fungus infiltrates, spreads an invisible mycelium throughout the length of this tree, and then sprouts up its fruiting bodies when there's nice moisture around. It's gradually breaking all this tree down. Now this is a fascinating coachwood tree. If you have a look in the middle there, you can see in here this old dead tree. That would be an ancient tree. It was here hundreds of years ago. And if I come back a little bit, you can see some smaller trees growing up out of the same root system. So these trees are regrowth. The original tree has died, but there was still some energy left, so these other trees have grown. That's the second generation. Then you can see even more trees, newer generations growing up, little tiny trees, only a few centimetres thick, 2 fingers thick, all of the same tree. That's an example of the forest regenerating itself, of how nature will keep rebuilding itself and regrowing, given half a chance. Here's a beautiful little pool. You see a few of these around. This one's a nice swimming spot. You can see how clear and pure this water is. On a hot day, that'd be beautiful for a swim. Some of the ferns around here are quite old. They're related to some of the species in New Zealand. You can see the leaves a little bit closer. The creek winds its way down. It's about 9 degrees at the moment. It was about 5 degrees when I first got here, so I don't really feel like a swim. Sometimes it's nice just to sit down, find a little spot to take in the view, just enjoy the morning. So that's your 3 short walks for the day, hey? What do you think? I'm going to sit and have a little bit of morning tea. I've had a cold this week, so I haven't felt a whole lot of energy. I had a spare day. I wanted to come for a walk, but I didn't have the oomph in me to go for a long walk. It just wasn't there today, but doing these 3 short walks, they're pretty easy, pretty short. You can make them as short or as long as you want. They're well worth it, and I feel a lot better. Cheers. If you've made it this far in the video, well, guess what? I've got a little surprise for you. I'm going to throw in a 4th walk. We'll have a bit of a walk. There's a lookout nearby. It's not far. So we'll wander around there. We'll see what sort of a view we can find to wrap this video up on, eh? Okay, I'll quickly have this and then we'll go. So walk number 4 is at the Granites, just on the edge of Washpool National Park. We're up on top of a ridge. We're going to walk around and find a bit of a lookout. I don't think this is a widely used track. It's a bit overgrown looking, but I like these little bush tracks. I've been using the buff, trying to protect my neck a little bit. I don't know what your experience is, whether you've ever used one or not. Essentially, it's a big stretchy bit of material. You can pull it up over your head if you're a bit bald. You can pull it up over your face if you want to become a bandit, or to keep the dust out of your eyes or whatever, out of your nose. But What I find is it traps a lot of heat around my neck, and if I've already got the hat on, then we end up with a lot of heat retention. And I get pretty hot to start with, so I'm not 100% convinced I like it. But I will persevere for a bit longer, give it a fair chance. Here we go. Looking coming up here, past some hakeas. I don't know what that is. There's a few tea trees, gum trees. I've even seen a few waterfalls. A lot of beautiful pink granite here. Have a look at this. Look at this gorgeous little tea tree in the middle of an ant's nest. So there would have been a big old gum tree here once a long time ago. The ants have eaten that. It's completely gone. And this tea tree's grown up in the middle of it. Isn't that a fascinating sight? Look at this. We've got the beautiful early iris coming out. I mean, it's the middle of winter. It is literally the 21st or 22nd of June today. Of course, this thing that's always flowering. Look at it. Please focus, camera. Yes, that's an early wattle. Unbelievable. You can see there's heaps of them here, budding up, ready to go. Some of these do start in winter, pretty early. Some more of the irises over here. Now, just get my bearings here. Okay, that way is north. So we're looking north up towards the mountains where Bunapanu and Bald Rock are. And then further on into Queensland. Out in that direction is a view towards the sea. You can just maybe make out the mountains diving away as they go down towards the east. Over there, unless I'm all turned around and confused, that's Old Man's Hat, which is one of the prominent rock formations in the area. So a lot of the granite in these areas, about 230 million years ago, it was pushed up from underground, and a lot of it was actually exposed pretty early on. So it's been weathering away here for 170 to 200 million years of being exposed to the hot and the cold and the rain and the dry and all the rest of it. That's why we get so many of these unique formations, and they serve as wonderful guides or markers so that you can see them from far away and use them to help you find your way. And back before people had topo maps and compasses and GPS and all the rest of it, that's the way they had to do it. They had to actually memorise landmarks and figure stuff out. Now look at this. Winter solstice was yesterday, and yet here is a beautiful flower flowering its heart out on top of this ridge. I tell you what, I've had a really good day, and I can't top this, so I'm going to wrap the video up here. But I hope you've enjoyed coming for a walk with me today. I hope you've enjoyed seeing this landscape, and I hope that it's been a pleasure for you. It's been a pleasure for me to have your company. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.